Hello, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Enoch generation, a generation that walks with God. In our studios today, we have with us Prithivi Samuel. I think most of you would have known him, seen him, a very famous figure on Facebook and Instagram, and he is a producer of music. God has anointed him and is using him powerfully in these days, and a bass guitarist by profession as well. So it's so nice to have you with us, Prithvi. I know you've got some very busy schedules, and it's so nice that you made some time to share your journey with Jesus. So over to you now. You need to tell us about your journey with Jesus. How and when did your journey with Jesus begin?
First of all, I want to thank SUCHARITA for having me. I mean, it's really want to thank you for giving this opportunity to share about the journey. So my journey, I would say, it started right from late 90s actually. Okay. So eventually, my family was connected with a church and stuff. So we I used to be part of all the church thing.
So you're born and brought up in a Christian household.
Yes, born and brought up in a Christian house. So from the time we were growing up only in church rather than house, I would say we were mostly on church and church platforms and all the music, everything. So my family is coming from a music background. So eventually the blood, it connects with the blood, and so it is like is a thumb rule. Like any event happen with the family or with the church, you have to be there in the front row with your guitar or with your keyboard. So it goes without saying. So then I was just playing music like because the family wants me to do. Then
so you did learn music?
That's one thing I want to really praise God. I didn't learn actually. Wow. I didn't learn from anybody actually. So I really want to thank God because God gave me that the anointing, or I would say, is a gift of music hearing. I mean, ear music.
So that's a talent or seed of greatness that God put into you.
Yes, seriously. Many people would be amazed when I say I didn't learn music actually. So it's all like when with the flow, I was reading music through ears, beyond my eyes. I was like practicing, and so it was just like.
From which age have you been playing instruments?
I will be surprised if I say it's from the age of 5.
Wow.
From the age of 5, I started off with playing guitar, the normal guitar. Okay. So nowadays the kids, I can see they minimize the guitar size according to the age. But when we were growing up, it was only one size. They call it as jumbo, Gibson jumbo guitar. So eventually I started to play. So then it was like, the family events. Actually, I want to thank my family for giving me so many events to. That's why I started to practice and play.
It's a lot of encouragement.
A lot of encouragement, and encouragement in a hard way. You have to be there. You have to play. So it actually really helped me to move to a different instrument. So then I moved to keyboard. I started off with guitar, my guitar player. Then I started off with playing keyboard. Then it was going through that. I was all church events and everything, all family events. So right about 2002, I went for a camp, youth camp.
Okay. So how old were you then?
I would say about 20 by then actually. Okay. So I was 20 by then. Then before that, I actually started to practice 2-3 instruments. So then the camp, then the Lord started to speak to me. I was just entering. I was just finished college. So even during the college time, it was like, okay, I go and enjoy church band. It's college band, or it was like a regular college kid, just wear your backpack, torn jeans, you go and see a rock concert. You get to meet there. So the one thing is that we don't get to have phones at the time, no Android. Yeah. So it was like personal contact with the musicians. So they keep calling, they send you emails. I was contacting a lot of musicians through email. So I come from that.
So I think in our generation we didn't have emails too.
So it was like it was a very good memory I could cherish. I started to contact all top musicians now through emails, and they do respond. So one thing I learned from those musicians was that humility. Okay. So what a small kid is emailing. They didn't take me from it. They email. They send invitation for their programs and so it will be like awestruck moment for the character they had more than the talent. So it was all on a learning thing. The Lord has taught me even before I could give my life to God. On a secular, I go and see secular music. All different music. For musicians, we get to learn from all sort of genres. So through that, I was learning the humility. Like they talk to you as though they know me for 10 years. Would like to have some tea with us? Come, we are practicing here. We have a program here. It was like by invitation day, so you feel honored. So I said like, wow, these guys are somebody in the industry. They come and talk to me, a college kid, and they still keep in touch with me. It's about 25-30 years of relationship with them.
That's wonderful.
It was indirectly, it was a mentor for me actually.
In school, did you play music?
Yes, in school I was playing with the school band actually. Okay. So like 5 years onwards, I was playing for family, church, and school. The school eventually, what happens is like it's a very funny thing that happens like during lunch hour. All my class teachers and they know I play guitar actually. So you won't believe my house was just 10 feet away from the school. Just one ground. I have to jump. It's my. So what they'll do morning, I to be very notorious and I get all sort of punishments. You have to stay out, kneel down. So afternoon they'll have a little bit of courtesy on me and say like, okay, enough of all your punishment. Go get your guitar. Come, you entertain us. This seriously has happened till my school. My schoolmates, we have a WhatsApp group. They still cherish that moment actually. How you used to run to, you forget about your homework, you forget about your punishment, then you go and bring your guitar and you entertain the teachers, and they were encouraging me actually. I think you don't go and work and all. I think music is going to be a. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, imagine my school days, like about early '90s, and they were like indirectly prophesying, saying like you will be end up being a musician actually.
I think their prophecy has come true
Prophecy
today.
has come true. Like I was surprised. They say, I think you don't fit to work in any company, so don't force yourself. Better take your music seriously. And so school days,
But you should have been pretty famous those days, isn't it?
serious on a thing. So I used to be famous in school until it has gone to the correspondent, like where the correspondent calls us personally and say like entertain us, come. So we used to have like so school was like more like a family because they know my parents, they know my aunt and uncle and everything. So it was like more like a family. So
Even among the students?
among the students was the thing they demand they request songs or play this song, play this. So most of the time it was like afternoon time. We used to have a lot of fun with music. So it was part and parcel of my life right from my birth. Actually, that's what I would say. And the family never restricted me. That's what I would say. They never enforced studies or they enforced anything. I grew up and they encouraged me on music. I think you should do and whatever you feel like doing, just do the best. That's the thing. So.
What about academics then?
Academics was happening cyber because I was quite conscious because as I said I was meeting all these musicians. They had a very good degree while they were doing profession as full time with all top notch music directors. They carried a degree with them. So that is right from my college days. I kept that on my mind. I shouldn't be a dropout actually, or I shouldn't miss the precious time of my life. So they encouraged me to do your degree. So by the grace of God, I completed 2 degrees actually in college while doing music on a serious note. Studies also helped me. Thanks to all my professors. So they saw this potential in me and they encouraged me with their academics also. In fact, they said there was one offer which came. Why not you be a professor here itself? Actually, we love your company. I mean, you are a man of many things. You are playing music. You can talk well because for me there's like it's a very funny thing. All my friends, all my thing, you talk so well. You know how to convince people. Either you know how to convince girls or you know how to convince people. So I said like, which one should I take now? so since I had that communication
So
skills,
today you're here to convince the viewers, is it?
the viewers, I think I'll put it in a very generic thing, not to get into controversy. So they encouraged me to be a professor while was doing music. So professors all they were encouraging me. So academics was I was quite concerned about it because I always wanted to do the best in academics. I shouldn't fail or I shouldn't miss out anything. So God was with me while I was doing academics. So much of things were happening in my life where you easily get distracted or you wanted to give up everything and wanted so. But God has put all the nutshells together and said like no.
So you balanced between the two.
Balance
Academics as well as music.
Music. So that was
okay. When you were so popular in school and in college and all that, won't something called pride enter in and would you feel a little higher than the rest?
Yes.
How did you feel?
It happens actually because once you at least 10 of them like they come and say hey, we have seen you and because those days I mean I was getting like very early age of college. People started to know me actually through music. They say we have seen you. Used to have a lot of fans, small all fans, lot of fans. I used to have during my college days.
Yeah, because I can just imagine you going around with your guitar. Definitely, you will have a big
still
fan
now,
following.
Till now, my friends used to be a hero in college. But, I mean, those culture like you study in a college with a guitar and everybody like oh who's this guy like.
So you're still a hero.
I mean, I don't know. I'll leave that to the viewers
to decide whether you are or not.
So I used to carry me. I mean, had fun, but when it enters, but I was really thanking God. The Lord never led me to take that pride completely on. He always kept me that thing like I think I'm the one who gave you that talent. So what I did is like during the camp, I used to surrender to the Lord. Like, Lord, I want to give my talents to you. I want to give my treasure and time. The 3 T's they say actually.
So you went to the camp as a musician, or you went to attend the camp?
I went to the camp as a musician. I wanted to
Okay.
go and see like what's happening
What's
in the
happening
camp.
in the
What are
camp.
the instruments they use? What are the gears they use? The typical musician mindset you go. But
So you didn't go to meet Jesus.
I didn't go to meet Jesus. I mean, honestly speaking, I would just want to have fun. Those because they used to have it in a hill station actually.
Yeah.
So during the month of May, so that's the only entertainment we used to have during our colleges. No phones, no nothing actually. So we go as a friends, and so that's when I started to realize certain things. What is Christianity is not about religion; it's about the relationship with God, and God.
So you were there on stage, you were playing, and then what happened to you?
Actually, the people who are on stage, they know me. I mean, like this guy plays. I mean, at a very young age, I used to play certain cover songs. Actually, I mean, we had wonderful worship for Ron Kenoli. His
Yeah.
bass guitarist was my inspiration. So I used to do all his songs. I mean, I used to play. So they get to find that and said publicly. To my surprise, they called me and said like, we want this guy to play a solo. Like 300 youths were there, and right away they said like, why not you come and play this song? We know you have done this, so
A hero indeed.
so we know what you have done. We have heard about that. So eventually I went on stage and I played, and they got some more fans, and the team was so happy. I said like I was very young. I would say when I went to camp, I was very young, and said like you have so much of potential like a professional player. You are
So you were
able
just
to-
in the
teenage, and you doesn't play like a teenage. You play like somebody's like handled this instrument for like almost 30-40 years actually, and why not you be on board actually? So a lot of things were connecting. So through that, God has kept me the thing for stay humble. I'll take you to places. This is just a beginning actually. So eventually the camp thing has changed a lot of. I unlearned a lot of things. Lot to say. I mean, more to say. Not to say I learned a lot of things. I unlearned a lot of things actually.
So a lot of your baggage was
That
disposed.
disposed, and so like my perception was changed. So what I was thinking in school. So in school I wanted to be in school we have a lot of dreams. I want to be a software engineer in Microsoft. Then my friend said, no, you play no, you why not you go to cine industry? Why not you go try the other part of industry? Since you're very talented and you're focused. I mean, your mind works so well with this. Then your mathematics, chemistry, or physics, whatever you're doing actually. So then in college also, like people said, like why not you try? You're playing well, you have good potential. You won't believe I had a lot of invitations right from my college from good music directors, but eventually I didn't take the place because I was focused. I want to get into a corporate. I want to work,
Okay.
and so I didn't give a gap to enter music as full time. So then I went into
No, but you said that you surrendered your life to Jesus at the camp. Was it listening to a sermon or somebody's say testimony, or what exactly touched you
it
there?
was it's a 3 days camp. Day one I went. It was all fun moments, like they were like icebreaker session on screen. Then that's where the message time I actually wanted to go out. I mean,
Normally musicians
I
do that.
wanted to like just what's happening, okay, or the same old message. But something said sit down and listen to that. So this is a very renowned preacher who took me on board in spite of all. It's like when you want to get onto a team, you have a lot of protocols.
Yeah.
So he said, no, I'm not using protocols for this guy. This guy is important to me. So when he started to give the testimony, I was like completely like, that's the first time I think I'm listening. Not even in college, you listen to a professor like 45 minutes, like 20th minute, you'll be like, you do all sort of things to just leave the class. So this is the first time I was looking at like 40 minutes, like, okay, something is happening. Okay, this is the message I never heard before. I mean, like what was straight to the face, and like God said, whoever wants to surrender your time, your talent, and treasure to God, come and surrender. So my entire perception about being myself is completely eradicated, I would say.
So until that point of time, what was your relationship with Jesus?
It was a regular Sunday Christian. I mean, not even Sunday, a few hours of Christian life in a week, because so much of things are happening, like I said, with family and personally, and a lot of things actually. So I didn't connect with God at all. I was connecting with the building or connecting with the book. For me, relationship with God was only mattering like you go attend a church, okay, attending a church, not listening to the message.
So it's more of attendance.
More of
then.
attendance. Okay. Today I went to church. Okay, I'm a Christian.
Lord,
I'm going to
I'm
go to heaven. Yeah, I think I got a place in heaven.
today.
Omnipresent. I think I got a place in heaven. Okay, I attended this Sunday. So it was like 7 days, just like one day and few hours, or not even few minutes. I mean, there were times where I just go just to attend the message because my family used to watch whether I come for the service or not, actually. Just to give an attendance. So my relationship, I would say it was zero, actually. So yeah, I would say it was not at all connected. I mean, for me, Jesus was like, no, like an image. No, we get to have that.
So you're a
kiddish
Christian, you need to go to church.
church. If I'm Christian, I need to attend Christmas, I need to attend Easter, I need to attend Good Friday, I need to attend. Okay, 4 days in a year. Okay, that will make me qualified. So that was a very childish perception towards connecting with Christianity. I would
So
say.
you didn't go every Sunday.
Not at all. If I say 4 Sundays, I probably attend 1 or 2 Sundays. That was like Sunday school. Then after that, I became college. Even college also, I just go rather. I mean, to a chapel. I just attend there and listen to some. I would say most of the time I was at home. I was like go out with friends or Sunday. Sunday is basically like for me like any other day actually. So then, though come from a Christian family, then attended camps and everything was like organized or everything was systematic at home. But still, my personal relationship with God was very poor actually.
What about your Bible reading and prayer life?
Bible reading for me, there used to be a Bible called Gideon's International. They give that small thing.
New
So
Testament.
New Testament Bible. So
I think it has the Proverbs and Psalms.
Proverbs and Psalms. So for me, it was like, wow, I have that person, but I never get to read that actually. Only if I'm like really wanted to pray to God because something happens at school or something you want to achieve in school or something you want to complain about somebody to God, then that's when I get to search all this, but not on a regular basis where you have a proper disciplined quiet time with God. I never had that.
So he was more of use and throw.
Use and throw, or probably is a touch and go kind of thing. Hi, how are you doing, God? I'm fine. I'm not doing good. Why not do so? So it was more like it was me asking him rather listening. Actually, it was more of me. It was a monologue kind of a thing. It was not a dialogue. It was not at all happening. It was like me telling God or me talking. Only it was myself, and like what's for me. It was more of.
So there was no question of regular Bible reading and prayer and things like that.
And so I mean, family things was like they were not very keen on that actually, because every day we had a lot of things to sort it out actually. So this portion was, I mean, we used to have something called family prayer and all things, but it was just like a traditional thing. Never took any or never had any meaning to me actually.
Okay.
So I was like to say I was just living a normal human being life. Day-to-day
so just
life.
a nominal Christian.
Normal Christian.
Until you surrendered your life to
until I
Christ.
surrendered, that it's.
Yes, viewers, you've been listening to Prithivi and the way he was leading a normal life with all the talents that God had given him. And not only that, until he came to that moment of surrendering his life to Christ, he didn't recognize that a relationship was what was most necessary for a Christian, rather than being a Sunday Christian or maybe a festival Christian. Well, if you and I surrender our lives to Christ, things change for the better, and God takes control. So in our next episode, we will be listening to Prithivi and how his life changed after he surrendered it to Jesus. Till then, it's a goodbye and God bless.
கேட்க